Hello? I'm going to show you a short demo of the HAnS plugin, which is a plugin for editing support for embedded feature annotations. And I'm going to show you this through the implementation of a simple snake game which you see before you. I will begin by showing how the snake game works. It is simply a snake moving across the playing area and eating food and becoming larger for each piece of food it eats. The entire code base is annotated with feature annotations. And there are various granularities of these annotations. In this case, the feature playing area is mapped to the entire graphics folder, while in this case the tile feature is mapped to the square panel.java file. And in other cases, as in this code we have here, certain lines of code are mapped. Now I will implement a feature called poison that is very similar to the food feature. Instead of enlarging the snake, it will shrink it by 1. The first step when adding and implementing a new feature is to add it to the feature model. This can be done either by defining it directly into the feature model or by using the quick fix and moving the feature to its correct location at a later stage. Since a poison feature sounds similar to the food feature, we can take a look at the implementation of food and see what we can do about our new feature. Of course, poison will need a specific color in the game. In this case, we chose red. We can annotate this line by simply typing &line, and then type poison between the brackets. Since the feature was not defined in the feature model previously, we can use quick fix to define it. We can do the same thing with the enum in the square to light up file. And now the poison feature that we defined shows up in the list. We can see that in the threads controller file. The food feature is mentioned quite a lot, so we actually open that in the editor window. Let's quickly add some code here for the poison feature. In order to annotate an entire block of code, you can simply select the code that you want to enclose in feature annotations. Right-click and surround with feature annotation. And then select the block annotation. And then we can map poison feature to this block of code. When implementing other parts of the feature poison, I have found some sort of feature that was implemented, but it seems to be only used in one place and not do anything for the functionality of the game. So we remove the feature and its connected code. Here you can see the snake game with the poison feature implemented. After implementing this feature, we need to assign it to the correct place in the feature model, so we'll go ahead and do that now. We can now take a look at the metrics of our newly implemented feature. We see that the scattering degree of both food and poison is 3, meaning that it occurs in 3 different locations, that they are only mapped via code annotations since we have no folders or files solely containing this feature, that it is not tangled with any other features, and that it has 13 lines of code connected to it. The last thing we want to show you is the refactoring support in HAnS. HAnS supports refactoring such that features can be renamed and all the references to those features are renamed as well. Let's say, for example, we want to change this feature blank into the new name background. We can see that blank is used twice in code. And we can change its name simply by right-clicking and selecting rename. I'm typing in the new name background, which changes the name both here in the feature model, but also in its usages. As you can see here,